All right.
To get fuel.
You remember the diagram which I put yesterday?
Which one?
Of the 5 arms of cyber. Let me say, as I start, cyber security is not network security. Cyber security neither is it. Let me put a slide on that. Neither is cyber security just a minute, go to the next slide. If you look on top of there, we have information security, which is a wider branch which contains things like cyber security, application security, and part of network security. As I was mentioning, cyber security is not internet security, neither is cyber security application security, neither is it network security, neither is it critical information infrastructure protection. But these entities which I just mentioned, they secure the components which build the cyberspace, and henceforth aspects of network security becomes aspects of cybersecurity. Aspects of information security become the bigger branch overall, where cybersecurity falls under. For instance, if you look at the ISO standards, we have the ISO 27000 series, which is the series of cybersecurity. Under the ISO 27000 series, we have the ISO 27001, which gives the definitions, and ISO 27002 deals with the vocabulary. And we go to the ISO 27005. It now starts to look at the aspects of risk management in terms of cyber, in terms of information security, which includes both what is in the cyberspace and the general information that is not within the cyberspace. And we have 2739, which now then is cybersecurity management. And from 2711, we start with standards like the telecoms information security standard, 27799, the health one. So you see that cybersecurity is developing from the aspect of information security, and the branches of cybersecurity themselves are developed from the branches which build the cyberspace. That is human security, network security, internet security, looking at the securing of the internet services, network security, looking at the network which builds the cyberspace. Are we okay there? In as much as some schools of thought may use that interchangeably, they are not the same thing. Are we okay then? Are we okay? Yes. Terrain, talk to me. So currently in Zimbabwe, the legislations that deal with cybersecurity and aspects of cybercrime, we have the Telecoms and Broadcasting and Media Laws. For instance, the Postal and Telecommunications Act, the Broadcasting Services Act, and we have the criminal laws, where we have the criminal law and codification. We are looking at from 162 to 168, where it defines what is cybercrime and the aspects of cybercrime. That is section 162 and 167 of the criminal codification. And then we go to the private laws, that is access to information and protection, and also under the privacy laws with the State Secrets Act for those who work with sensitive government information, and also still under the same laws with the enforcement laws where we have the Interception Act. How many of us have gone through the Interception Act? Interception Communications Act. ACA. It is within the confines of the Act a requirement for the mobile operators, for instance, to have the metadata of your information, of what's going out and what's coming in. Do we know that? It is within the Act allowed for the mobile networks in courts to spy on you, but not the actual conversations, but the metadata of what's happening there. And that same thing, you'll find it arising within the current bills which we have been browsing through, where they talk of the remote forensic tools. And some of those things, when we are debating on some of these bills, we need to look and also seek for the information of what our mobile operators have on us. Some time ago, there was a tender, it was a public tender, which was called SIM card monitoring what system? What do we call that system?
SIM registration.
SIM registration system. Who looked at the specs and the capabilities of that system? Because it was a public document. Anyone who did of the capabilities which are needed from that system, please look for that document. So, within the current confines of the laws that we have in Zimbabwe in terms of the governance, because remember, governance is how decisions are made by whom, how, and how the information is transferred from one part to another, basically in cybersecurity governance. Although that's a limited definition on its own. We have three proposed pieces of legislation that are current, as based on the president, what the president said when he opened the parliament. The Cybercrime and Security Bill, the Data Protection Bill, and the Electronic Transactions Bill. Within these, mainly the Cybercrime and Security Bill, it will create one of a fund institution, which they call, or which we are calling, because it will be here in Zimbabwe, the Cyber Security Center. It's imperative for us as practitioners, as people within the realm of cybersecurity governance, to know what the center does and how we will interact with the center itself. Secondly, the Data Protection Bill. Data Protection Bill will lead to the creation of the data protection agents, which I will mention from the policy itself. And then the Electronic Transactions Bill. Somebody was talking of the GDA, the General Data Protection Regulations. Before they had them, we had some of the snippets of those in terms of our Data Protection Bill and our Electronic Transactions Bill, in as much as they have taken long to be passed. But if you look at those bills in the GDRP, they speak a lot of things together. Within the policy, please go and look for the policy, it's a public document. There are 4 things that the policy is investing for. That is the CNI, critical national infrastructure protection, defense, security, and transportation systems to be protected, and to mitigate viable and potential threats to CNI. And to do that, it proposed to create these institutions. The CSA, remember I'm saying institutions. Why? Because these institutions will play a leading role on how our cybersecurity governance within the boundaries of Zimbabwe and globally will interact and will be done. The CSI has the cybersecurity agents. Please look for these bills if you haven't. Please look for the policy if you haven't. The cybersecurity agents, its commandant will be the leading entity within Zimbabwe to manage and to administer cybersecurity. So there is quite a mismatch. Why? Because from the act itself, we have the cybersecurity center. From the police, we have the cybersecurity agents. But that can be solved because the cybersecurity agents may not be under the act, may be the department, under the department of the President's department, so there will not be a conflict that way. It will conduct information security audits. Such audits will assess the effectiveness, assuming that some of those audits will include VAs and PTs, both. What is VAs and penetration tests may you split the penetration tests, the kinds that may be done there. No basakwa. The black box?
Black box, and the crystal.
Mamawa. Black box, white box, crystal or grey box. In the confines maybe of the audits, and then the general information security audits. It will look at the five pillars that I mentioned yesterday. The people, the internet services, application security, capabilities, and it will do security clearance of personnel. Currently, for civilian, different from other countries, because I know in South Africa, if you're a practitioner, you can be cleared by security establishment. From confidential, top secret, depending on what you interact with, how you interact with them, to the top secret if you are doing classified or what they call compartmentalized information centers. And will also be cleared to need to know. And also should go in what to correct. But currently in Zimbabwe, yes, security clearance is done, but for civilian side, you are not specifically given in your categories this, and this. And assuming that is what will be meant by the security clearance of personnel and other matters which are deemed necessary. Remember, I'm reading from the policy. I'm not giving a government position away from what the policy is saying. Let's be clear there. I'm not making an announcement. The policy is a public document. I think a number of faces have seen you in some of the debates where this policy was debated. And the NSET, National State, the PS and the Deputy Minister talked about the state yesterday, which, as they said, is currently being spearheaded by Portras. This is Portras. Yeah. It's being spearheaded by Portras. That is the Computer Emergency Response Team. Its core mandate is to coordinate the response when attacks happen and our preparedness for those attacks. That is another institution that will be there. The third institution is the National Data Forensic Lab. The National Data Forensic Lab. Currently, in terms of forensic capabilities, we have got funding for the SADC region, Interpol for SADC region, the forensic lab under Interpol, which is being spearheaded by NEC from Japan, funding coming from Japan, something like that. But it's not the same as the NLFL. And from the discussions, the police also had sometime last year a fundraising here to raise money for a digital laboratory. So we have some of those laboratories which will be feeding into the national laboratory. And the NESCOM, that is basically the network security, national security, and so National Security Network Operations Center. I think those work for telecoms, you know your SOC, your NOCs. This one will be the national one. Its capabilities monitoring computer systems and also cyber intelligence. And lastly, this CSF, the Cyber Security Forum. You find the Cyber Security Forum has certain similarities with the National Security Center, which is Cyber Security Center, which is within the police. So if all happens according to the police and according to the bill, these are the institutions which we will see implementing cyber security governance, which will be interacting in terms of cyber security governance and in terms of how policies are created, established, monitored, and then for the end of the day, finishing the full policy life cycle and the governance life cycle. Security, what is it? We are talking of cyber security, and we'll be talking under the discussions. Most of the people and most of schools of thought, including the ISO 27000 standard, say security, CIA, confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Confidentiality of the information, integrity of the information, and availability of the information in the systems themselves. And some talk of non-reputation, what, that's something else. So you find cyber security. There's a component of static, which is information security, that feeds into it. And also the active aspect, that is cyber defense. And also the proactive side, we now talk of cyber intelligence. Static, active, proactive. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I hope we have a framework for our discussion.
Okay, thank you very much, Kate, for that interesting and exciting presentation. When he indicated that he wanted to do the presentation, I was actually shocked because we only had maybe 2-3 minutes before the start of the actual presentation. He said, I'm going to do it. Little did I know that he's an encyclopedia on these issues, so he already has the documents. But anyway, to kickstart, are there any contributions, any questions with regards to the discussion or on the issue in general, maybe issues that he hasn't touched on, that maybe we feel we need to contribute more? Okay, let's talk.
I probably would have wanted to direct this question to the therapy if we have got any lapse in it. As far as the Zimbabwe crime levy is concerned, this issue has been ongoing for years, and I know they started fundraising for this not 4 years back. Where are we with that? What has been done so far? And where is the money that they have raised in the past time, and what has been done so far? And is the lab there? And if it's there, where is it, and what has been done as far as this lab is concerned?
All right, I will maybe get 2 or 3 questions and then Kate will respond.
I would like to know more about the kind of oversight being done over the national cybersecurity institutions. Who is looking over this? Is it the judiciary? Is it the legislature? How do we know that these entities are not overreaching in their mandates? Also, I assume that our various players within the security cluster will be getting their own cybersecurity capability. So to say Portras, the intelligence community, the Ministry of Defense, and the like, how do we not know that these entities will not start to have conflict among themselves? You know, police saying, we handle this, and the intelligence community saying, no, we handle this, and they start fighting amongst themselves.
I'll get the third question, then Fred will respond.
Good morning, everyone. My question will be to the ministry. Why it is taken so long to enact these laws? You really just said policies and policies and policies, but no laws enacted, such that we are actually getting behind. Probably by the time they enact these laws, probably they will also be behind. Why is it taking so long, and why is it taking so long? What's the plan?
All right. A disclaimer. I'm not speaking on behalf of the police. Neither am I speaking on behalf of the government. I'm speaking on behalf of Kate, public information that he knows. Public information, that's, I know, that's out there. If you Google it, you'll find it. Let's be clear. Understand? All right. On the police, last year, was it last year or last year? Last year, if I'm not mistaken. Last year, with the Business Against Crime Forum and the Commercial Crimes Unit, they hosted a dinner here in terms of fundraising. And one of the biggest sponsors there, my memory serves me, was Econet, if I'm not mistaken. And with Mimos and the likes. That was merely a cyber lab, forensic lab for the Commercial Crimes Unit. And that would also speak, because Commercial Crimes Unit is one of the departments under the CID. And of late, I now know there's an officer in charge for cybercrime. I only met him last week. And it was public information because he announced himself like that. In terms of the current monies they've raised and how they've been used, that I'm not privy to. And I also know public information that under Interpol would be hosting a regional forensic digital forensic lab, which is being spearheaded by the NEC, Japan, and the sponsorship is coming from Japan. The arrangement, the actual details, I'm not privy to. Are you answered?
Yeah. Since you're not in therapy, I think you can say that. But that.
The other information.
I think we do have some of these guys in here.
The other information was I once worked them to create the lab. I can't share it. It's under, I can't share. But what's in the public domain is what I shared.
Can't or won't?
I won't. I want it, I can't. But within the public domain, yes, I share freely. Cybersecurity, in terms of governance, who is oversight, cybersecurity agents, based on the Act itself, should be under the Minister of State for National Security. The other, the National Incident Response Team, as we know, currently is being spearheaded by Portras. So that will be under wherever the Portras will be under. Why do I say under? We have a portals under. Remember, portals sometimes move to OPCs. Now said whoever under who portals will be under, or whoever the president delegates or assigns the Postal and Telecommunications Act. The National Digital Forensic Laboratory, my assumption is that it will be under, what do you call it, Home Affairs, under police. That's my assumption. The National, what do you call it, Security Network Operations Center. My assumption, it will be under the CSA, and the CSA will be under Minister of State, or sorry, Minister of State Security. My assumption. So, what I say, my assumption is not fact. What is fact is within the Act. And then lastly, the Cyber Security Forum, under the Ministry of ICT. The National, what calls the Security, Cyber Security Center, it is a funny structure, whereby it's under the Ministry of ICT, it advises, and when legal documents say